Hey everybody, good to see so many of you so early. Love that. Hey Joe, hey Andy. I've got my chat open so I can see you already. Just waiting for a few more to join. We're a couple of minutes early, so thank you for tearing yourself away from the Andy Murray match that's on now. Maybe I should mention it just in case you didn't know. I think he's going to be in for 5 games anyway, so you definitely will catch it. And here is Amy. Hello. Oh, you're muted, Amy. You nearly got there.
There we go. I'm in.
You've
Done.
got better lighting than me. I seem to struggle with my lighting at the minute. I've got, honestly, you want to see how many lights I've got on me tonight? 4.
4.
4. There we go. Look at this. Let there be light.
On in this house.
I've actually got a light gun above me, so I'm surrounded by light. We're a bit early. There's a few people joining, so it's okay. I need to put my glasses on to see what's going on. Missing the Velector light. Yes, it's behind me. I can always whip it on if I need to. Hey Rachel, good to see so many of you on. How are you feeling, Amy? Good?
Yeah.
Excited?
Honestly, I've never ever written notes down before. And I've got a whole I've never done that. Honestly, this product just seems to get me so excited that I don't stop writing down what I want to say.
Well, they don't know what it is yet, so we've managed to sort of tease them. And I don't think we've had any spoilers, which is really, really good. I love that we've managed to keep this a secret. And we'll start on time. But the reason why we are launching this like this is because we're so excited about it. It is hot off the press. We are so excited to get this. We've been using it for only a little while, maybe about, I think we've had samples not long, maybe a few weeks. So we've been really sort of well, that's why we decided. We were like, we're gonna share this with you, and yes, you're gonna get some guesses. Don't worry, you'll get some guesses. I just want to build it up a little bit more just in case I can. The reason why we're launching this is because on Facebook, you guys have been absolutely amazing. And the work that you share with us, we see it, we appreciate it. Massive call out to Lisa Carter, who is just amazing. She moderates and she answers all of your questions and she'll give really great advice. Honestly, sometimes I see something go up and Lisa's already answered it already. She's absolutely brilliant. So if you ever want any advice on Facebook, just pop it on there and we'll get back to you. Well, mainly Lisa will, to be fair, because she's just so quick and amazing at it. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. But that's the reason why we've kind of doing this like secret launch to you, because we wanted you guys to know you've supported us throughout lockdown and everything, and we wanted just to sort of like share with it you first. Even our sales teams have not seen this yet. That's how hot off the press this is. So any guesses? I've got the chat that's going open. Let's see if any of you are going to come up now with it before I reveal all. Any guesses? Is it liquids? Kind of. Anything else? Anyone else got any guesses? Semis? Toners? Range? Okay, I think we've teased them enough. Okay, so tonight we are launching to you your first peek. You cannot order this yet. This is pigments, they're all coming in now. This is your sneak peek. What you have to do hopefully when you like what we have shown you this evening, is speak to your account manager. They can share when you're going to be able to get your hands on this. Honestly, the education team have got samples of this. They're just white something. So you can, that's how hot off the press this is. So we are launching tonight our drum roll new pure toners. So what is pure toners? These are toners for your blondes and brunettes. They are a demi-permanent toner without ammonia. So that's the first thing. So remember, there's without ammonia. We've also got a new ingredient that gives moisture and strength as well. But the most interesting part about these is that they don't have a base to them. So for instance, they are a 0.2, a 0.1, so there is no base to them. So that's the first thing. So at the moment you're like, whoa, what does this even look like? And when I was explaining this to me, you know, maybe 6 months or so ago, I was exactly the same. So I know what was going through your head, and I've reread my notes from when I first got shown this, just to sort of like get my head around the questions that you guys will be asking. So few things I want to tell you before Amy and I start chatting about them and sharing a little bit more is it's a new formula. So it is a gel texture. So it's a 100 ml tube. So exactly the same as what you're used to seeing, a 100 ml tube. Fancy tube though, comes in a nice lilac, which I'm very excited. I haven't seen that yet, but it comes in a nice lilac tube. It's a gel texture, so a gel formula. It's a 100 ml tube. You mix it with 5 volt only, but no tone on tone. So this causes less damage to the hair. It's kinder, it adds more moisture into it. It's got no ammonia. It's got a new ingredient called MIPA. MIPA is a new alkalizing agent, and it works, when I say causes less damage, it's the hair suffers less damage, it's softer, it's got more moisture. And I'll ask Amy what she feels, because we were trying to sort of put it into words of just what does the hair feel like when you've used it.
It's really funny because I was explaining to Jo earlier that the guest that I did actually try this particular colour on, she asked me at the same time as me actually applying it to her hair, why is it that blondes never shine? And it was just fascinating because I literally blow dried the hair off and she was like, oh, my hair's gone really shiny. So the way that it felt, it was almost like the cuticle had been smoothed and full of hydration, which a toner that we've had before would never have done that, and almost made it feel quite silky, really quite smooth and really like easy to blow dry. Really
not silky, like you can't control it. It was a
no
really pleasant blow dry.
Yeah, so it's just the hair is a lot, it's almost like the cuticle's gone from sitting like this to sitting like this, so it's a lot more manageable when you're working with it. Yeah, it was amazing.
Amazing. Right, let me share my screen and we will talk you through what this looks like. Hold on, let me share my screen with you. Let's share this. Okay, so we have some new model imagery as well, which I'm very, very excited about. So as I said before, it is blondes and brunettes that these are aimed at, and we'll go through the colours and the tones in just a second as we go through this. So something I hadn't told you, oh, that's cut off there, that's really weird. It's 10 minutes, 10-minute toners. We completely forgot to mention that because I was just so excited. These are 10-minute toners. So, and they are, I mean, time is just amazing, isn't it? Just to get that bit of extra time. But 10 minutes, you can use these for when you've lightened hair. So whether you've done a balayage, or whether you've done foil highlights, or even a global application, or you on brunettes, maybe you just want to neutralize some unwanted tones, maybe some brassy tones, for instance, on brunettes as well. So there's loads of different ways that you can use this. Something I actually did yesterday, there was a client where she didn't have time for her highlights. She got a good regrowth as well, but she just wanted a bit of a top up in between. And we used one of the colours on her hair, and honestly, the brassy tones are amazing. It just kind of blended everything in, and she looked like she'd had a refresh, and she just felt amazing. Something else I want to mention as well, it doesn't bump the base. People are obsessed with sort of like things bumping the base. It doesn't bump the base. The new MIPA, which is the new alkalizing agent, will not bump the base. So you can use this on your balayages. It's absolutely perfect. Right, let me just skip on to the next one. So patented technology. So this is really exciting as well. So this new patented formula, which is part of the MIPA that I've been talking about, but what else it gives you, it's free from ammonia, as I said, free from alcohol, free from now I've got to say this out, resorcinol. I want to call it resicinol. I think that sounds like a drug. Resorcinol and silicones. So the resorcinol is an agent that's going to be eventually taken out of all colours in the future. So this is kind of future proofing as well, but free from silicones. As Amy said about closing down the cuticle, it really does feel amazing, doesn't it? The condition in there feels really quite amazing. And I think that is because of, we've got quinoa in our lighteners, our bleachers. We have the quinoa in there, which is the superfood for hair. It adds strength and repairs and increases longevity. But we've also got a brand new ingredient, and this is what I think we're feeling at the moment, is the camellia oil. Now, this is a precious oil. It gives us the hydration, which I think is what you're feeling when you blow dry the hair. The hair feels really supple and just reconditioned. And I think you said your guest's hair wasn't particularly that great either, was it?
No, I was trying to be kind. No, it wasn't.
She's not listening, so it's fine, but it's not that hair. Well, the way you put it to me is that you wouldn't take a picture of
it, no.
But even after using heated tools as well, the camellia oil is what keeps the hair really nice and supple. So your longevity and the condition and the hydration and the new MIPA, which is our alkalizing agent, and it's what I love. It's so simple. It's a 1:2 mixing ratio. Easy. So easy. We've got the pictures of what we've this is you can see the gel formula there. It is so easy to mix as well. And when you're applying it to the hair, Amy,
oh, it's amazing. It just feels so luxurious, isn't it? It's like I can't actually explain the texture. Interestingly, it was saying on there as well, it's more of a sensory feeling as you're actually applying it. So you actually really enjoy that feeling of actually applying it as well, and it just evenly distributes so well, doesn't it?
Yeah, blends, like you want to blend it through. It just it kind of like really slides through the hair, but it adheres to the hair. It's not like it's just wiping off. It's not like a liquid where it kind of like dribbles off. You feel it sticking to the hair, but you're able to work with it and sort of like pull your fingers through it and feel it slide down the hair, and you can almost feel the condition of the hair changing as you're putting it on.
It's a very luxurious feeling in the hands. It's really nice.
Yeah, and we're talking a lot about curls here, and we know naturally curly hair, the cuticles wide open. We know that is more susceptible to damage as well. So we're talking about, you know, being able to tone curls without damage, which is really big. Naturally curly hair don't like silicones, it doesn't like alcohol, so it ticks all of those boxes as well. So if you do have those naturally curly clients that do have that really thirsty hair, that do want to have color on it, this is going to be a really nice option for them. I'm going to move on to the color chart now. Well, actually, I'm going to skip forward for these two because I am going to oh no, I took out the colour chart by mistake. I'm going to put it back on in just a second while we're talking. So we have some new tones within here. We have I love that they've been named as well. I love that. So we've got Creamy Sand, which is a 0.31. A Sweet Violet, which is a 0.2, a pearl dream, a 2-1, a metallic ash, a 0.1, and then for your brunettes you then have the dusty grey, which is the 0.17, and the deep mattes, which is the 0.7. Now these you're probably quite familiar with because we've had those within our launch, sort of like last year, was it then, when we launched the 17s in there, so you know what we're using those for. I'm going to stop my share and we're going to talk about lightning a little bit, because I think that's really important. That's something we were talking about earlier, Amy, about the lightening to the level. I'll let you go.
I think now with these new shades coming in, because we don't have the depth in them, I feel like now is the time that you really need to make sure that you're lightening to the right desired undercoat, because there's no depth to hide behind now. And if you're not getting to the right undercoat, you will just feel that the shades just aren't doing the job that they need to do. So now more than ever, I think it's really important that we start lifting to the right undercoats, and being aware as to what those undercoats are for each depth. I think going back to the slide that we just saw with the shades, you know, you've got the more mattes, the 7 and the 17s. Oh, here we go.
As if by magic I found it.
Perfect. That's a good one. I like that. So yeah, at the moment, as I say, like, we're using the tonal reflex to remove and neutralize any unwanted orange and yellow in the hair. If we haven't lifted it to the right depth, we're not going to get the removal of those tones that we don't want to see. So as I said before, like, I think sometimes previously before, if we've gone in and we've lifted to an 8 but then we're toning with a 921, sometimes you can just about get away with that to a client's eye, but to us we wouldn't be happy with that, because we know that it's not lifted enough to give us that 921 result. However, the client is still getting that depth in there to bring that to an 8 to kind of subdue that tone fractionally. So you're kind of getting away with it a little bit more, whereas now it's really important that you make sure that you get the right level of undercoat to start toning, because you're not going to have the depth to hide behind.
So when you're lifting, you've got to be looking at what am I seeing? So this melanin residue that's on the side of the chart here, this is really the undercoat that you are seeing, the exposed undercoat. So when you have lifted the hair, the raw undercoat, what you're seeing, let's say if it's in a foil to make things easier, if you're seeing in a foil, you're seeing orange, you probably know as an orange that you've lifted to about a base 7, something like that, sitting on your undercoat chart about a 7. So to be able to neutralize those unwanted warm tones within there, your choices are a 0.1, a 0.17 and a 0.7. They're your choices. However, if you've lifted up to a pale blonde, a pale yellow, maybe a level 9, that you know that you can use any of those tones. Now, you can use any of those tones, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a caveat on that. So the creamy sands, that's a 3-1, so that's a gold ash. The predominant tone within there is a yellow. So the gold mixed with a secondary tone of a blue, so that's going to give you that beige blonde. Your sweet violet is your 2. So if you wanted to think about your color wheel, if you wanted to neutralize yellow tones, the perfect toner for that and a pale yellow would be a 0.2, because that's going to neutralize that and just leave you with a neutral creamy light blonde. And then your pearl dream, your 0.2, so you've got your sitting on your purple, pink with your ash within there. Now when you get to the ones, you know, if you put onto a very pale yellow, if you put a 1 on there, what are you going to get? It's going to go dark. It's going to go really blue. If you want that kind of ash matte tone, then you can achieve that. However, if you was to put that 0.1 onto a sort of quite a strong yellow orange, you're just going to neutralize it. So it's really using your color wheel, use that knowledge that you've got and look at that raw undercoat. What's your thoughts, Amy?
No, completely. I mean, also going back to the pale yellows, I probably would be less inclined to be using the 17 and the 7s personally.
Yes.
Unless unless that's the look you're going for. Because you will just find the hair, you're lighting it to a beautiful pale yellow. So you want to get it to more of that creamy blonde by using like either your 0.2 or even your 0.31. And then if you go in with a 1.7 or a 7, you're just going to make that just look like sludge.
Yeah.
Unless
So just
what they want.
unless that's what you want, exactly. Yeah, I mean, thankfully, I feel now that we're getting away from those really, so everything's got to be really ash, and you know, I think we're getting away with a bit more beiges and softer blondes, and I think we're definitely getting into that era. So it's using this, just looking at what the undercoat that you've got, your level of lift that you're doing, like as Amy said, you know, look at what you've got in front of you. If you do that, then you can't go wrong.
No,
it's as simple as that.
Just sorry to jump in. Also, I think if you're going to be kind of aiming for more of your creamy sand tones when you're lifting, I would definitely still recommend doing your double tone, just so that you can get a clean 3-1 rather than it being an excessive warmer creamy sand blonde, because you might find that your roots might start glowing too much and then your ends will be that creamy sand base. So I'd still double tone just to remove any other tone before pressing on your desired shade.
I think the 0.2 will be really nice for that kind of like you go to first toner for that, just to sort of like clean the hair out a bit, especially if you lift into that pale yellow. I think that would be really nice. Yeah,
it's very exciting.
It is, isn't it? It is. Mixing ratios, and that's something you've got the ability to change as well. So you've got a point, you can do 1.2. Why am I saying 1.2? You can do a 1 to 2 mixing ratio. I'm obsessed with points. 1 to 2 mixing ratio. So nice and easy. If you put in 50 ml of your gel in the bottle, you can do bottle or brush, bottle and bowl, whatever you choose. If you're at the backwash, we've done it yesterday as well by just putting it in a bottle. We're going to be having bottles as well that come with this. Put it in the bottle and then just putting your 5 vol in, giving it a little bit of a shake, and it really sort of like, it just blended really nicely. So really simple. Or you can use a bowl and brush if you wanted to, whatever's your sort of chosen one. Now 1 to 2 is the standard mixing ratio. If you have porous hair, if the hair is sensitized and porous, you can go up to 1.3. 1.3, why am I saying that, Amy? Come and give me a big slap.
1, 3.
1, 2, 3. So 1 to 2 is your standard mixing ratio. Porous, sensitized hair, you've got 1 to 3. And I would really recommend that you look at that, because don't forget, you've got no base on this, so you are pure tone. So think about it a little bit differently on this. You've got a pure tone, so you will find that you are just injecting tone into the hair. So think about that when you're doing it as well. Should we have a look at what questions we've got? And then we can see what's in there. Oh, lots. Hold on, let me stop the share. There's too many for me to read like that. Okay, so Bond Hero, great question. Can you use Bond Hero with them? So no, you don't need to with Bond Hero, because you've got the camellia oil in there, and as we said, it feels absolutely amazing. You've got the quinoa and the camellia oil, and that's what's going to help you to sort of like put that on there. If you wanted to put Bond Hero in there, you could do, but it's going to be on the hair up to 10 minutes, so it's not really going to get much chance. But try it without.
In your new Meba, is it Meba?
Meepa.
See, I love that. I'm going to get that ingrained in my brain.
Meepa.
It does also say on there there's actually less cuticular erosion as well, so there wouldn't be any need to have a Bond Hero at all.
Honestly, try it and you will be really surprised at how it feels. Right, what else have we got? Are they intermixable with each other? Yes, you can mix them together, but not through the rest of the range. So you can't put them with 10-1, for instance. They need to stay in their own family. So think about these pure toners as a separate thing. you don't mix them with the rest of the yellow range. Definitely not with 1111. I mean, no one does that, do they? No one here is going to admit that to me anyway.
These are the boxes are a different color.
Yes, yeah. And you've got a gel formula in the new pure toners, and you've got a cream in the other. They don't mix. You'll work that out. What else? I can't see anybody else's questions. Oh, sorry, I'm reading them out. As pure toners, are they quite a strong tone? Yes, I think we've just answered that. You know, they are just the pure tone. So you need to think about that. Adjust your mixing ratio if you need to. Your timings is up to 10 minutes. If you did 1 to 3 mixing ratio, you could, and you felt like you needed a little bit longer, you could extend that up to 20 minutes if you needed to. But from my experience in using it, 10 minutes, I was absolutely fine. What about you, Amy?
I mean, to be honest, I don't think really that I'd ever really need to mix 1 to 3, or because it's the tone that you really want. As I say, if it's damaged hair, then definitely allows you more time. But I did use the 1 to 3 first, and I felt like I wasn't getting enough of the tone. And that was on, as I say, quite damaged. I mean, bless her, she really didn't have very good hair. And it was that real fine hair as well, so which would have absorbed and actually taken that tone quite quickly. But even with 1 to 3, it didn't actually expose too much of that tone. So I would definitely have gone in with 1 to 2, to be honest.
Okay. Perfect. Someone's asked, can they mix it into shampoos and conditioners? No, it needs the 5 volt to be able to do this. It's not pigments. It needs the activator, the 5 volt, to be able to make that all work. Is there going to be coppers and reds? No, there's no plans for that at the moment. They are just for neutralization and to enhance in tones for blondes and brunettes at the moment. Not that I'm aware of anyway, so never say never, but no, this is the range at the moment. So there's only 6 within the range, so it's a really nice small capsule range. They have a lovely strength at knocking out unwanted. Oh, Lisa's saying this. I'm like, how do you know? It's Lisa. So Lisa says they have a lovely strength at knocking out unwanted tones and providing an even lift. They look slightly stronger at the backwash. Good point, Lisa. Really, really good point. Yeah.
The 3-1 I found, I was petrified actually, and that's very unlike me to be like that. But I was like, oh my God, it looks really yellow.
Yeah, and you know what? I sent you guys white tubes and a PDF over WhatsApp. There wasn't a lot of instructions. There was no colour book or anything like that. It was like, give these a go, tell me what you think. So yeah, I can imagine that. But yeah, you do have to trust the process, and it's a really good point. You know, they do oxidize. We've got some great educational material that's coming out. We've got some videos, we've got some stuff that you would expect to see from us as well. So there's all of that will be explained in there. Does it grab? So no, again, if you feel that you've is it a frightening scene at the first, but then they wash off all those? Okay, I think we've already answered that one. So yes, you've got to trust that process. They do look a little bit darker while they're oxidizing. They are a pure tone, so do trust that process. If you're a little bit unsure, do 1 to 3 mixing ratio to start off with, and just as we always say with blondes, stay with them. You know, if you've got really porous hair, stay with it. Don't walk off and come back in 15 minutes. You know, watch it and just make sure until you get used to that a little bit more. What does Lisa say? There's no need to mix. She's answering questions for me. That's very nice. Oh, Vicky, so this is Vicky's one of our other educators who's amazing. They have optimum scalp comfort. The shine is amazing. Yeah, do you know what? That is really nice as well. It does feel really lovely. The camellia oil as well is really good. It's really nice on the scalp. So yeah, trust the process. We're starting the hashtag soon. Oh, Claire, how soon can I get my hands on them? Wow. They will be launched very, very soon. I literally, you need to speak to your account manager. I'm not being awkward, I promise. You need to speak to your account manager. We are launching them to our sales team on Friday. Some of our sales team are on here watching this for the first time, so they're getting the information at the same time as you. So very, very soon. Are they good at toning men's greys? They're not for white hair, so they are for eliminating unwanted tones and subduing. If you want white hair blending, you need to go back to the yellow range and use that with your tone on tone creator. That's where you're going to get your white hair blending from.
Also, I had a good, I actually used on my client last night that's had a list treatment, and it was brilliant for using after the list treatment as well. Because she has like, she has a level 6 depth, and then she has light pieces put through that I tone with an 8.3, and it just kind of taken out, weirdly, it took out some of her warmth, because they, I think they used the pure silver in the list treatment as well. Yeah. And as they were using it, it took out some of that 0.3. So I used the 0.31 on her hair last night, and it was really nice on top of the list treatment as well. Really,
so you can
nice.
use it as it's non-oxidizing. You can use it after a perm or after a smoothing treatment if you wanted to as well. You could use that to refresh your mid-lengths and ends if you've done permanent color on your root. It's not just for sort of highlighting and for that, but you can use that to sort of, you know, like in the summer where people's hair go kind of like that yellowy when they've been in the sun, but it doesn't need a full kind of color. That can be the refresh in there as well. What else have we got? Sorry, I'm just reading them out. They need to be used and pre-lightened. Yes, I'm going the wrong way. Do you need to shampoo them out or emulsify and rinse? Both emulsify, shampoo, condition. So that's how you use those. Can I sell them to, that one went really quick. Can I sell them to my customers, Joe? I'm hoping this is Mark Thomas, the account manager, not Mark in a random salon. It is Mark Thomas. Yes. When can I sell them to my customers? Very, very soon, Mark. You'll find out on Friday when we tell you everything. It's going to be the end of July. I'm only teasing now. 10 minutes leave on time. What's the expected fade? So up to 20 washes. But that's a really hard question that someone's just asked there. The expected fade depends on the porosity of the hair. It depends on what the shampoo and the condition at home. But roughly up to 20 washes is the sort of standard response for someone that uses the right products, that looks after the hair, that kind of stuff. But I do love that the camellia oil is still working even after using heated tools with it as well. How do you change, John, how do you change hair to tone without using tone on tone creator and only 5 vol? I get what you mean, Joe. So it is the MEPA. So the MEPA is a brand new alkalizing agent. So if you think of what the tone on tone creator does, your tone on tone creator in our permanent range, this uses the Italian citrus fruits to lower the pH to make that into a demi-permanent. This is a brand new formula. So the gel formula, the camellia oil, the quinoa, but it's the MEPA that is the different ingredient within this. The MEPA is the new alkalizing agent that allows us to be able to do everything we need to do, keep the condition free from alcohol, free from retinol, which sounds like a drug. I've just said it wrong again. I've actually written it down phonetically and I've still failed. Resortinol, resortinol. You don't know anyway. If I don't know, you don't know, and nobody else knows anyway. So yeah, all of those things is what makes that unique. Claire, I never shampoo a toner. Yeah, it's a little bit scary when you first start sort of shampooing a toner, but yeah, you emulsify, you shampoo and you condition. But we've got honestly, all of this will come when you get your opening pack. All of this will come and you will know everything of how to use it. There'll be instructions. Unlike what I sent to the education team, you will have full instructions, and we've got some amazing befores and afters. I'm going to flick my presentation back on again, because we've got some on there that some of the team have done already. Someone's just asked the cost. We've got various people that are on here. So what I'm going to say is speak to your account manager. And they can help you out. But don't speak to them until Friday because they don't know tomorrow. But unlike me, you should read them. Yes, you should definitely read the instructions. We do love that. Right, I'm just going to share with you these images, because I think it's really nice to sort of see a little bit of work that's gone on already. Bear with. I've just closed down the presentation. What else? What other questions have we got while I'm just finding that? We've got some here. Would it be possible for you to post some actual results? We'd love to see what they like. Is if by magic, I'm just searching for it now. Bear with me. Sorry, talk amongst yourselves. I will find this. I did it really, really good earlier, didn't I? Without you even noticing. Any more questions while I'm just quickly searching for this? This is what I was doing. No? Okay, right. I'm going to quickly just show you these images, and then we will let you get back to the Andy Murray to see what he's been up to. Bear with me, it's just opening. And I need to get the right page. Here it is. You can hear my machine whirring away.
Tennis is boring. This is I love that.
Who said that?
Yeah.
Claire, tennis is boring. This is way better. Thank you, Claire. This is why we're launching to you guys first, because we know. Okay. All right. So you should be able to see my screen now. So this was a couple of images that we've got. This one on the left-hand side, which is the big transformation. This is one that Lisa Carter did, and she sent me the other day. Obviously, she's not just put this toner over that colour hair. She has lightened it as well. It's not got a magic wand included within this. So she's used 9 levels lightener. I think she said she did some foilage. She might even pop up on there. I know she's watching tonight. But this was just incredible. So if I remember rightly, she did 3/4 of the 0.21 and 1/4 of the 0.31 within there. And that's really cleaned it out beautiful. And then the one on the right hand side, this one, it was existing highlights, just felt that they'd gone a little bit sort of brassy in the sun, and just wanted to sort of like tone those back down again. And honestly, it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It was a joy to blow dry, and she got a lot of hair as well. So there's a couple of different ones there. Stay tuned to our social media. From next week, we will be sharing so much. We've got some videos and lots of different things on there. What Lisa said, that was full head foils, 9 levels lit, 6%, by the way. Yes, I was paying attention. Okay, I think that is all the questions that we have done. So we've gone slightly over. Oh, wet or dry? Great question. There's a lot to go through on this. You kind of like, I'll do this in about 20 minutes. Sorry. Yes, so towel dried, so damp towel dried hair, or you can apply it to dry if you need to, but the choice is yours. So towel dried or dry hair. I think if you're doing balayages and toning, it tends to be towel dried anyway. Just make sure it's not like sopping wet, so you're not diluting it. 10 minutes, would it make a difference if you went over the 10 minutes? Claire, no, you can go up to 20 minutes, depending if you want to give more intensity. But just with blondes, especially when you're working on pale yellows, stay with it. Always stay with it. Pure toners.
Sorry.
Never
Walk away from it. Just stay there watching it all the time.
Yeah, definitely. Do you do a root smudge on that? So if you want to do your root smudges, that's where I'll be using your yellow permanent range, well, demi-permanent range with the Tone on Tone Creator. Would you, Amy?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
It's not going to deposit tone like what they do. This is, just think about this as neutralization, subduing, rather than sort of like adding the tone in to do a root smudge. Does that make sense? Andy's saying pure tone or Tone on Tone Creator. So the two different things. If you want to get your white hair blending, that's where you would go to. Oh, sorry, to Lisa. Did she do a root smudge? Sorry, I don't know. Lisa will answer you on here. Tone on Tone Creator would be perfect for if you go white hair blending, if you want to sort of like do more refreshes on the middle and ends and you want to deposit depth into there as well. Just think about, do I need depth or do I just need neutralization? They're the kind of questions that you need to be asking yourself, and then you'll be able to sort of like direct yourself to which one. Do you think so, Lee? Do you think so, Amy?
Definitely. If you need the depth, always make sure if you need the depth, you're going to need to use your tone on tone, definitely. Especially when you're doing root taps, root smudges, anything like that, or any freehand sort of, when you're doing your freehand sort of reverse balayage and things like that, just if you could easily just blend your root smudge into your tone, just your toners, rather than actually your tone on tone as well. So they blending them together would be really nice.
Yeah, they just can't be intermixed in the tube together. So like you can't put a regular tube of yellow in with the new pure toners, because one's a cream, one's a gel. Any more questions before we if you're not watching the tennis, Love Island then?
So collecting that up.
You never know. I'm going to try both. But I just want to say thank you to everybody that came on tonight. We are honestly so grateful to this Facebook group. We love seeing your work, so please keep posting your work on there. You know, tag us in if you've got any questions. Even if you're like, oh, do I do this with 5-volt? Do I do this with Tone on Tone Creator? Just put it on. I promise you, we will get back to you. We've got a team of people that are looking at this all the time, and I know that you're gonna get the answers to your questions. So, but we'll share all of this. And for those, thank you for sharing. A little bit excited, so are we. We will share this recording with you as well. And for the people that registered tonight that didn't weren't able to make it, I hope this has been helpful to you. But if you do have any questions, pop them on the Facebook chat. And yeah, and make sure you share your work on Yellow Professional UK Instagram as well. I love seeing all of your work on there, and I'll try and repost it. So make sure you tag us in with Yellow UK, and yeah, I'll make sure I'm looking out for the pure toners. Tag us in. I can't wait for you to see them. So we'll have to wait till the end of July, but thank you so much. I'm sending a message to Hayley now. Hope Hayley's watching. There'll be a test for them on Friday to see whether they've watched. So thanks very much, everybody, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks, Amy.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.